Learning from me ma. Me ma taught me the girl's role, the woman's role, how a girl behaves, how a girl dresses, woman's work, how to mind the children, how to help me ma do the woman's work. Cooking, ironing, cleaning, polishing the door knocker, peeling apples, peeling potatoes, feeding the baby, changing the nappies, rolling balls of wool, knitting. More ironing. I hated ironing. There was a lot of ironing. There was 9 of us. Singing, keeping the family business private, bringing home all the gossip, all the news. Walk tall, she'd say, shoulders back, hands out of your pockets, walk from the hip. No answering back, no disobedience, no being a corner girl. Soap and water. God help her, she tried hard, but I was a tomboy. I followed me dad around, played on the fields, on the trees, on me bike. I fixed me own punctures, wired plugs for me dad, played football with me dad and his mates. I never learned. Feeling safe. I was young, too young to know the dangers that lived outside the walls. I was in my bed with my curtains drawn. The light was on, although sometimes I'd read by the crack of light coming in through the door. My book was fat and heavy. The children of Lear lived in danger, but I was safe. No wicked queen, no witch, no spell. Family traditions. We used to have the Friday list. My dad got paid on Fridays. He'd come home and we'd get our pocket money, which increased as we got older, so according to our age. We'd be waiting to spend some of it on sweets, so we'd write the list. We'd order trigger bars, flash bars, Cleves toffees, Perry crisps, fizz bags and summer drinks. The excitement. And whoever went to the shop went to the chipper for my dad's dinner. Fresh cod and chips with plenty of salt and vinegar. We'd already had our waiting day dinner of chips and eggs and rice pudding to follow. My dad settled down with his crossword and a cup of tea, check out the horse racing for the Saturday. He'd always let us all bet on a horse for the Grand National. Then he'd go off to the snooker hall. All my brothers play pool and snooker. They all do the crosswords too. When I see them sitting with the newspaper and the pen with their legs crossed, it always makes me smile. I could see me dad in each of them. At Christmas, we'd all get together in my parents' on the 27th of December. My ma would make turkey soup and trifle. She was very proud of her turkey soup and her trifle. Ma and dad are gone now. My family come to me on Stevens's Day. I make Bailey's Irish coffee and Knickerbocker glories. A time when I was scared. I heard footsteps on the stairs. As I sat and waited in my bed, the door opened. The light entered. I waited, silent, unmoving, frozen. The footsteps crossed the floor. The weight settled on the mattress. I turned to look. There was nobody there. Proud moment. Anytime we sing together. I love music. I love to sing along, especially in my car. When any of the family are with me, I love when we all sing along together. Might be Nirvana or Queen or Bob Marley. I just feel proud that I've passed on my love of music to them because it lifts you up. On my 60th birthday, my family organised a party. They sang for me and played music for me. And my grandchildren sang some of my favourite songs. I was very touched. I was very proud. Fondest memory. One of my best memories is of the party we had for me ma and dad for their 50th wedding anniversary. It was also my ma's 70th birthday. And my Auntie Peggy, her sister from Newcastle, it was her 72nd birthday on the same day. It was a surprise for them. They thought they were going to a show and forced a meal. But when we finished the meal, the staff brought us to the event room. My ma nearly had a heart attack. She tried to run away. But they really enjoyed the night. They sang and danced. We had a recording of the occasion. We watched some of it recently on Father's Day. It was bittersweet, because my ma's gone, my dad's gone, my brother Penner is gone, my auntie Peggy is gone, and my nephew Carl is gone. All of them there singing and dancing on the video. One day I'll be gone too. When I'm gone, I'd like them to say that while I was here, I was alive. My community. I'm more than 40 years on Sheepmoor Grove. As things are now, I feel very lucky to have a 3-bedroom house, 2 gardens, running water, central heating. I've good neighbours who've put up with me all these years. I've raised my family in this house, 4 children, and some of the grandchildren here and there. They had a safe space to grow, play, go to school, play, make friends, play. We have everything close by: shops, cinema, library, theatre, swimming pools, schools, hospital. I've found work in my community over the years and great friendships. I found a place for me with all my vagaries and interests. My children and their children live all around me. My extended family live in Fingal, only 10 minutes away. I could spend my life here and do many of the things I want to do. It's a good place for me right now. How has my community failed me? Well, I feel my community has been failed somehow. When I moved here from Ballymun Flats in 1978, we were told it'd be an area of good social mix and that the amenities would follow within the next 3 years, including a big shopping centre. But it was 20 years before we saw the shopping centre. I had my grandchildren. My granddaughter was 4 or 5 when we got that. And within a few years, anyone who could afford it was offered 5,000 to move out and buy a house in a private estate. So our social housing communities were left with those who couldn't afford to move. Into the 80s, we were a community with 80% unemployment. There was no jobs. We had some of our most vulnerable and disadvantaged people. People damaged by industrial schools and Magdalen laundries. People with poor educational histories. People with disabilities. Traumatised people with alcohol and other addictions. People with mental health problems. Single parent families. Throw in 80% unemployment, introduce ecstasy, the love drug, and heroin to get to sleep after the rave. It became harder to parent our growing up kids. It became less safe. There was a rise in gun crime, gang crime, drug dealing, drug addiction. I think the state has failed our community. It took 7 years to get any drug treatment services. We don't feel the state is on the side of our social housing communities. We're the ones who are homeless, queuing for food at night. We're the ones who have no protection in work, 0-hour contracts, low pay. We're the ones who are criminalised. We wait longer for the Gardaí to arrive. We're dependent on public health services, waiting 2 years for our MRI or a consultant appointment. Those with money, they wait a week. We're dependent on the welfare state. I feel a right-wing, capitalist-inspired posh-boy government does not work for my community. We're not the right class. They vilify us on the sides of buses. They ignore our sick and our homeless. People who are vulnerable are treated without dignity and respect. All the community development trainings and schemes have stopped. The state has become a machine without compassion. These are not good times. Giving back. I have given back to my community, my place. I've always served. At first I was involved with summer projects, street parties, preschools, youth clubs. I worked in the school as a childcare worker with the children of the traveller community. I went on to campaigning with many others for drug services, and I got involved with family support services. I worked in the drug services for 20 years. I'm retired now, but still do family support work and a lot of voluntary work. I'm secretary of the Sheep Maureen's residence group, my place.